Striza and Zaphod made their way back to the group, their expressions darkened by whatever encounter they'd had with Farmer Bonjovina. They gave little away, their words clipped as they described collecting bloom-leaf figs for a few extra coins, but nothing more. Whatever horror they saw, it was clear they had no desire to discuss it. Meanwhile, Regmir, Talos and Zed had returned from their own errand, bringing news of their meeting. The Oakvast brothers, men of stubborn pride and sharp tempers, were embroiled in a fierce dispute over a mining claim. Ingo Oakvast, the elder, had offered to look into the church's permits, but only if the adventurers agreed to help with a more pressing matter. Several woodworkers had gone missing, their fates unknown. Night had already fallen by the time the party decided to visit Bloomsage Books, hoping to follow up on Mariam's lead regarding Valindra's peculiar behavior. The library was dark, its windows blackened against the night. Zed, with his ever-watchful eyes, spotted a faint glow of a candle through the glass, suggesting that Valindra might still be inside. Striza rapped loudly on the door, but only silence answered him. Talos, always resourceful, cast invisibility upon himself and slipped inside, the others following behind. The library's labyrinth of shelves loomed over them as they moved through the darkness, each step measured, every sound amplified in the stillness. Talos broke off from the group, making his way to the back where a hidden entrance was rumored to lie. It wasn't long before their presence was discovered. Valindra emerged from the shadows, her eyes sharp with suspicion as she demanded to know why they had come after hours. Striza, engaged in heavy theatrics, spun a tale of Mariam's impending death, poisoned and calling for Valindra with her final breaths. The urgency in his voice was convincing enough, and for a moment, it looked like Valindra had believed them. In the depths of the library, Talos found the secret door. He inspected the door for traps, but failed to notice a hidden glyph until it was too late. A bolt of lightning erupted from the trap, searing through the air and striking him with a force that left him reeling. The thunderclap echoed through the building, breaking the fragile trust Striza had managed to build. Valindra's suspicion turned to action. With a swift motion, she dropped a smoke bomb, and the room was suddenly filled with thick, choking fog. Shapes became indistinct, and the adventurers were left grasping at shadows. In the chaos, Regmir lunged, his powerful arms closing around a figure. For a moment, he was certain he had caught Valindra, but the smoke clouded his vision, and doubt gnawed at the edges of his certainty. As the haze began to clear, two identical figures emerged from the fog. Two Zeds, each looking equally bewildered. The party hesitated, unsure which was the real one. The tension hung in the air, thick as the lingering smoke, until one of the Zeds cracked a joke about monkeys, a quip only the real Zed, with his sharp wit and constant banter, would make. Realization washed over them. The true Zed was the one within Regmir's grasp, and the other was an imposter. Valindra had already slipped through their fingers, her trickery revealed too late. Talos, wounded but determined, pushed forward. The secret room yielded many secrets. A letter written in cipher, a golden bangle set with an amethyst and an invisible book. But before he could examine these discoveries further, the doppelganger burst into the room, its form shifting into something grotesque and dripping with black ichor. Regmir and the others rushed to Talos's aid, but the doppelganger was swift and deadly. It struck with a precision that left Talos crumpled on the floor, barely clinging to life. The party engaged the creature in a fierce battle, Regmir grappling with the shapeshifter, while Zed used his magic to pull Talos back from the brink. Striza unleashed powerful incantations, his magic clashing with the doppelganger's illusions as its form blurred and multiplied. Zaphod's powerful divine strikes grievously wounded the creature. Despite the creature's attempts to flee, creating shadowy duplicates to cover its escape, the adventurers were relentless. They cut through the illusions and brought the doppelganger down, its body collapsing into a pool of black ichor. With the immediate danger past, they searched the secret room, uncovering hidden tomes and, in a concealed compartment, the real Valindra. Bound, gagged, and near death. They brought her to the church, where Mariam, though weak, kept vigil over her. Leramina, ever calm and reassuring, assured them that Valindra would survive, though her recovery would be slow. Back at the inn, Talos worked late into the night, deciphering the contents of the letter.
Umbral greetings, Operative. I am grateful for your recent missive and the detailed updates contained therein. I trust your new form has been treating you well. How restrictive it must be to toil within that miserable pile of flesh and secrets. I jest, of course. I know not the plight of your changeling ways. Your abilities are most useful to the Order, if not at the very least, quaint. Firstly, congratulations on the successful activation of the second ley line. Given the frequency with which you and the other operatives have been utilizing the Kiss of the Mist, I trust you are all quite content not having to descend the old mines every time a recharge is necessary. Regarding the third ley line, I want to assure you I understand your frustrations. The flickering flames' incessant use of the graveyard grounds does indeed complicate our work, but our consul remains firm in his directive. The Faith must not gain a stronghold in Trivium, not while our work is not done, at least. If the church is complete, the increased attention from the outside pilgrimages would jeopardize our mission, and we cannot afford such scrutiny. Worry not. Reinforcements will arrive soon, and she too will be replaced. We stall for you and the field operatives yet still. Rest assured, all written communications to the outside have been intercepted. No one enters, no one leaves. The gnomes' contraptions, as garish and uncanny as they may be, are effective. This should buy you the time you need. But the third ley line must be activated before the moon harvest. The significance, value, and potency of these ley lines cannot be overstated. Without them, we cannot complete the final vocation. The consul will be ready, and so should we. Barring this small issue with the Faith, your diligence in keeping the townsfolk oblivious is commendable. I trust that you handled the matter with the beggar appropriately. It is crucial that those who get too close to the truth are dealt with swiftly, decisively, and most importantly, discreetly. On the matter of the Five, your frustrations have been noted. I understand you and the consul have a special connection, but your mission is just as important. The reports from the Knave and the Swallow have been adequate. We are aware that they have begun to awaken, and our eyes remain vigilant. I, too, share your reluctance. I am not one to contemplate on the deeper meanings of ancient prophetic texts. Nevertheless, the discovery here is nothing short of marvelous. And whatever doubts we may harbor, we must trust in the consul's vision. Your efforts, alongside those of our operatives, ensure that we remain on course. Soon enough, you'll be able to enjoy being, what was it again? A potted plant. In shadow we guard, in silence we serve. The Shrike.
The information it revealed answered some of their questions but raised many more. The Moon Harvest Festival, ley lines, shadowy figures, the Order, the Consul, the Shrike, the Knave, and the Swallow. Are we the prophesized Five? What did it all mean? And what role do we play in these unfolding events? One thing is clear: no one can be fully trusted. The next morning, they resumed their patrol duties, Captain Sturgos's warning of an orc incursion fresh in their minds. They made plans to finish their patrols quickly, eager to return to town and delve deeper into the mystery, as well as to meet with Vermalek's men in the North Woods just before midnight. The day's patrol took them west into the heart of the forest. The woods were unnervingly quiet, the air cold and damp as they pressed deeper into the shadows. Striza felt a prickle at the back of his neck, as though unseen eyes were watching. He turned just in time to catch a glimpse of a tall, gaunt figure slipping between the trees, but when he blinked, it was gone. Talos noticed a piece of paper nailed to a tree. As he reached for it, a drum beat began in his head, soft at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. The others continued on, unaware of the sound, but for Talos, it became an all-encompassing roar, drowning out everything else. As the drums reached a fever pitch, the hooded figure appeared before him, phasing in and out of reality. Talos staggered, the world tilting as the noise overwhelmed him, and then everything went black. He crumpled to the ground, unconscious, leaving the party to face the growing darkness that now surrounded them.